Hello everybody, good morning, welcome back to Blu-Roy Movies. Hope we're all doing alright on what is a dull morning. So we've got the lights on even though it's like 8:30 in the morning. Yeah, not very nice. But yeah, we've got some pickups today which seem to be the most popular videos. Everybody seems to like a pickups video. So we've got the usual suspects. I've got some CEX, I've got some charity shop, got some Amazon, got a bit of eBay. Yeah, some DVDs, Blu-rays, and two or three 4Ks. So let's get on with it. Like the first four DVDs, all from the same charity shop, RSPCA, that just recently opened in the town, all 50p each. The first one being The Penguin Lessons with Steve Coogan, a film I think it was only out last year. I think it's a 2024 title. I thought I'd pick it up, give it a watch. I could probably had a trade it in if I didn't like it, get a little voucher back. And yeah, it's weren't the best, to be honest. I have watched it. You'll hear more about it in the weekly watches, but it was a bit dull, I must admit. Yeah, it weren't the best film in the world. And at the same time, I picked up the Tom Brown's School Days. This was a TV adaptation of it with Stephen Fry a number of years ago. Now, the reason I picked this up, Tom Brown's School Days, that is set in Rugby School, which is literally about 15 minutes from where I sit now. Yeah, Rugby School, one of the most prestigious schools in the country. A lot of famous people been educated, a lot of future prime ministers, that sort of thing. And look, Tom Brown's School Days was a novel by Thomas Hardy, who was himself a rugby school pupil. It's all about Tom Brown and his time at rugby school and dealing with bullies and stuff like that. It's been a number of adaptations over the years. I've seen the 30s and the 40s. I think there's a 50s one as well. But I've never seen this adaptation with Stephen Fry. At the time of filming, my mother-in-law worked at the school on the housekeeping team, and she actually walked in the toilet as Stephen was having a whiz. So, yeah, I'm sure that was quite an awkward encounter. Yeah, it's Tom Brown's School Days. Next up, a sitcom that I used to really enjoy back in the day, and I wouldn't mind actually the full box set, but you never ever see it about anywhere, and that's the Brittas Empire. All about Chris Barry, I think, was the actor. He was in Red Dwarf as well. This is all a sitcom set in a leisure centre, a sports centre. I remember it being quite funny and some tasty birds on it. And that, yeah, season one. So pleased to find that. And even just as pleased to find season two. I was there. Well, it'd be series two. We're British. We're not in the US of A. So it's series two, series one, and series two. Yeah, really enjoy that series and looking forward to giving that a rewatch because it's been absolutely years and years and years. Right, next up is a eBay title. Came from We Buy Games, the seller was, and it was listed as a film called Beyond the Forest, directed by King Vidar, with Betty Davis and Joseph Cotton, two favourite actors of mine. So I thought I'd pick it up. But the description was the film I wanted, but the picture was of this. So I contacted the seller and said, look, explain the situation. Which film will I actually be receiving? And they assured me that I'd be receiving Beyond the Forest. So I said, fair enough. I'll order it. It was about £6.50, something like that. And lo and behold, this one comes through the post, and it's this catch and release starring Jennifer Garner. Never ever heard of it. So got back in touch with the seller, and they apologised for the mistake. And unfortunately, they didn't have a copy of the film I wanted, but just told me to keep this one. And to be honest with you, I'm only going by the cover and the pictures on the back, and it looks like a film that I probably wouldn't watch in a million years. So I'll probably try and find a good home for that one. Yeah, catch and release. Never heard of it. Looks crap. Next one is a CX title, as it's the spooky season, as the Americans say. Very anti-American video, and I apologise to my American friends. The Company of Wolves. Never seen it, but I do like a good werewolf story, and it looks like this one could be good. Just reading the back, fascinating and imaginative. The Company of Wolves, directed by Neil Jordan. I do like Neil Jordan. The Crying Game, Interview with a Vampire, two films that I do really like. Brings together the timeless Little Red Riding Hood and werewolf fables with a haunting, compelling, eerie and an erotic difference. Or worse, so maybe one for when Mrs. Blu-Roy's out. Yeah, so I think that'd be good. I think Angela Lansbury's in it. Yes, she is, yeah. Not sure who else is in it, but yeah, it looks good, that one. Anybody seen that one? Let me know down below, please. Oh, the next one. Tim was talking about this, Tim's movie waffle, and he made it sound very interesting. The director, Etom Egoyan, I have seen one of his other films called Remember, with Christopher Plummer, I think, and that was a really good story with one of the best twists I've ever seen in film. So when I saw this for a really good price, I think it's about £7, The Sweet Hereafter. I think it's about, there's been this crash, school bus crash, and it's not quite as everything seems. So that's the sort of film I like, and Tim gave this such a glowing recommendation. I thought when I saw it for £7, I'd grab it, which I think is a great price, because I think even the DVD's out of print, so I'll snipped it at a bargain. Oh, the next one, coincidentally, I think Stuart just picked this up on his latest haul, All About Eve. Again, Betty Davis, Anne Baxter, George Sanders, Celeste Holm. I have seen this film and I absolutely really like this film, and I did go and watch it the other day and went to my A section to pull it out, and I never had it. I couldn't believe it. I think what's happened in the past, I've had a DVD copy and that's gone astray where I've been having a DVD clear out, so I thought better grab it, get it in the collection. Yeah, great film, All About Eve. Really like twisty drama. And I don't know whether Stuart's actually seen it, but I'm sure he'll enjoy his copy and we'll have to compare notes. Next up, let's get the title right. Gene Daleman. Now, the reason I grabbed this is a new release from BFI. The Sight and Sounds top whatever how many films from 2022, their latest list. They rated this as the best film of all time. And I think the Sight and Sound polls, it's all people in the film industry, directors and actors and things like that. They all vote so many each and they pull them all together, and that's how they compile the list. And I've heard that it's quite a weird film, that it's a lot of this woman by day doing her housework and at night selling her body to make ends meet. And I heard that the housework scenes are long and drawn out as she's peeling a carrot. She's there actually peeling this whole carrot, and that's part of the film. So I'm really want to see like how this compares to what I've heard, and how, if it is what I've heard, how it can be rated as a so-called best film of all time. Yeah, I'm sure it's going to be sort of an interesting like experiment, and another one for my BFI collection. Next up, we have Strange Darling. Got Ash to thank for this popcorn and horror. Yeah, great channel, but Ash, nip over there, show Ash some love. Ash flagged this up on one of the forums that it was going cheap, so about £5-6 on Prime Day. So I grabbed a copy, and I'm pretty sure this is the film that Jim's movie channel said was his favourite film of the year that it come out, which I'm guessing year-wise, 20 2022. Ooh, why not? Yes, I'm guessing. I think that's the film that Jim was on about. Let me know, Jim, if I'm right. Right, next, In the Valley of Violence. I've been getting into my modern day westerns more and more recently. I normally really prefer the classic westerns, the 50s, John Ford, that sort of stuff, Howard Hawks, and I've heard this one is pretty decent. Ethan Hawke's, John Travolta, and I do like a bit of John Travolta, apart from Grease, obviously. Who likes that? So I'm sure that is one I'm going to enjoy. Again, if you know the film, let me know. Right, next, I've got 3 4Ks to show you. The first one being, I had a little tickle on the Sky bet, so I pulled out about 50 quid, used some of the money for something else, and I just thought I'd treat myself to a 4K from Russia with Love. If you might have seen in my last pickups video, my good mate Larry very kindly sent me over Dr. No, and I want to get about getting all these Connery released Bond films on 4K. So just going in release order, I've picked up From Russia with Love, which really, really good film, classic Bond, that one. I think it's Goldfinger next, which may be my favourite Bond film, so I shall get that one next. And then the next 4K, Full Metal Jacket. It's sort of a flash sale on Amazon. The princely sum of $7.99 delivered to my door. I just couldn't refuse it at that price. I've got the Blu-ray in my Stanley Kubrick box set, but for 8 quid, all day long I'm going to upgrade to the 4K. Love Full Metal Jacket. A lot of people say the first half is better than the second half, but I don't agree. I like the whole film as a whole. And yeah, I'll be watching that on 4K pretty soon. And last in this little haul, I traded in the Dreadful Adventures box set. Didn't have it in me to watch the last film, so I got an 18 voucher for it and just traded it straight in for 7 on 4K. One of my favourite Fincher films. This is sort of like a digibook release. And, oh yeah, Angelo was saying, what will I do with the J cards? Well, not what I do. What does people do with J cards on his latest video? To be honest, mate, I'm probably going to put that in a drawer and just keep it safe somewhere. I've got a few drawers spare here. Yeah, so this is, if I can get it out of the box, a digibook edition. Looks quite nice, actually. Brad Pitt and Morgan Freeman there. Get it opened up. Opens up as gatefold. All nice pictures from the film. Yeah, quite a nice addition. I quite like that. Such a good film, and it's 7. Do like a good serial killer film. So, yeah, again, that'd be an upgrade from my Blu-ray, and looking forward to giving that a watch. Hopefully this sticker will come off nice and easy. Yep, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Right, that's it. That's all my pickups over the last 3 or 4 weeks. I haven't been going mad recently. Been trying to buy a little bit less and try to make a dent in the watch pile, because the watch pile's up there. I didn't count them all. Anyway, thanks for watching. Give us a thumbs up if you've liked what I've done here today. Maybe think about subscribing if you want to hear more of this. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Ta-ra.